Welcome to the First 11, top flight football. We're talking Champions League, we're talking Chelsea, but mainly we'll be talking Manchester United because that's a bigger and better club. Just get that straight. Let's go, Ads. Let's jump straight in with your thoughts on the game, mate.
Good game, solid win, well deserved. I feel like every player on the pitch was good in their own way. I feel like everyone had a good game. I just feel like Bruno really stole the show tonight, and I feel like all the haters got sat down again. Just like with the slander of Martial. I think Martial's had a good game today. He wasn't the best. He needs to be scoring though, because he's a player that's set out to be our future, right? He's there for the long term. Cavani isn't, and if Cavani's better than you, and if he starts getting on the score tally, gets high goals, I just feel like Martial is going to be in the ditch. He's going to be in complete mess because if Cavani, in my opinion, is a striking veteran. I call him that because look at his age and he's in the league and he's realistically he's in the Champions League as well and he's dominating it. And like, even though he didn't score tonight, he played well. And in my opinion, he's the man of the match, Cavani.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you, Ed. See, people need to stop thinking 30. Like I'm 33 in a year or so. I can still run around, not at that level, but he's 33 years old. This is not an old man we're talking about. His game hasn't really changed. He's only actually really had injuries last season. Before then, he was pretty injury. I thought his movement was outstanding. That second goal for Bruno, that came from his run, taking two defenders out the game, pressure on the keeper. He could have got a couple of goals tonight if people weren't selfish. If they just like a 5-yard pass, he would have had a couple of goals. But yeah, no, I agree with you.
I think you're talking about Greenwood there, who when he came on, very very selfish for me. I think very rusty coming back, after a while out, and I thought, even though he was good and he was capable of attacking the way we're used to seeing him attack, I just thought a little bit more class, a little bit more guile. It could have been 5-6-7-1 tonight and easily.
I agree.
Past 16 here,
yeah. But I think Greenwood was just forcing it. I think he really wanted a goal, and that's a number of things. All the things he's got going on behind football, the stuff that happens in the papers, because he does get targeted by the media. And also, he's seeing 3 other strikers possibly in front of him in terms of the number 9 position. So maybe he just wanted to make something happen, but it'll come for him. I've got faith that it'll happen for him.
Look, realistically, if you look at it from United's perspective, Martial is better off the left. He's more like the way Henry used to play for Arsenal, where Henry would come in off the left and he'd curl the ball in, top corner. Martial can do that, and we've seen him do it time and time again. Marcus Rashford is better in off the right, and I've said that week in, week out. Marcus Rashford is a winger as well in that trade that they play up front. So that only really leaves Cavani for the next couple of years until Greenwood gets up to the level that he needs to be at to play through the middle of those two. And then that's United's team going forward for at least 2, 3, 4, 5 years. That's the way it should be.
I'm not. Hang on, let me bring Matt in a minute.
Hey Matt, how are you, bro?
I'm very happy, mate. What a performance! Good, isn't it? So nice to see. And like I said, I think with you, Indiana, yesterday, we needed something to sort of get back at them for that result last time. Do you know what I mean? And sort of prove that we have got a good team, we have a good squad. And Bruno Fernandes was exceptional today. Van der Beek played a good role. It was a great game, mate. I'm just hoping that we can push that into the Premier League. I mean, what you guys been talking about? Sorry for coming in so late.
We got into strikers. Hang on, here comes Jem. We got into strikers. We were mainly talking about Cavani and his movement because, he's everything that Chelsea fans wish Timo Werner was. And special bit for Jem there.
He's a better Timo Werner, I think. Yeah.
Can I just say something though, quick? Can I say something though? I feel like now, right? I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this straight. The first thing I saw after the 90 minutes played was Pogba needs to come back. Bullshit, in my opinion. I feel like that should never ever be coming into anyone's mind after how well Bruno, Fred, and Donny played together. Yes, in my opinion, I would.
Pogba should come back.
I would rate.
No,
I would give. I'd give Donny. I'd say Bruno, Donny, and Fred in order. Like today, like obviously, I'd say Fred didn't play his best game today. He did play well, but to the standards that most fans set for him, he didn't play the best game today, and that's facts. And I'm not gonna overrate him. I just talk about him a lot because people just don't give him the rating he deserves. But Donny was the leader. He was the backbone today. And he proved that he should start every single game that he can possible. And obviously, I feel like maybe this break has, maybe given him the urge to play better. But in my opinion, it's still a disgrace of how long he actually waited to actually get the game time, bro. As long as it is something that comes into account and with Ollie that he actually does need to play more. I see no problem with him missing 1 or 2 games here and there and just coming off the bench after 60 minutes like they did today, because I just feel like with Donny, he's someone who you can rely on no matter what. Whoever you're coming up against, you look at Donny, you're like, yes, this young Brit is going to win us a game. He did that today, and I feel like most of the attacks are started by the 2 pivot midfielders, obviously Fred and Donny. It went from Fred and then Donny, and then obviously set up to the attackers. I just feel like they need to be more clinical in front of goal. And Cavani could have netted a few goals in today if Rashford and Martial weren't so selfish, in my opinion.
I agree with you to an extent where I think what we didn't see is a high press on those 2 midfielders. So I don't know how Donny and Fred would perform against a Chelsea. Even a Southampton, actually. We've got Southampton on the weekend. Like, I don't know whether Ollie will look at it as Donny can do that job, or we have to have a McTominay or Matic in there, a more defensive-minded player. It was today, Donny and Fred, they played in a 2, but Donny had the license to push forwards and pick up that space in behind Bruno, which was great. But when we're under pressure, I don't know whether that will work for us. Matt, what's your thoughts?
Well, I was going to say, Indiana, like, how we beat RB Leipzig 5-0? Then we used that same team, didn't we, to play Arsenal? Is that correct? And then we lost.
I think it was similar, yeah.
So would you go with the same routine as what you've been doing in Champions League, or do you think they should make changes to the? Because that's where I'm finding it difficult for understanding what is the best thing to do for Man United, because you see these great performances in the Champions League, and in Premier League it doesn't seem to scratch up as well.
I think one of the things would be I'd like to see Cavani start more games. For me, I mean, leading from the front, the man ran every minute of the game. He ran every minute of the game. You don't get that from Martial. I don't care how much people love him, how much they rate him. Like he's not putting that in, and he hasn't got that movement that Cavani's got in terms of causing a threat, dragging players out. So I'd like to see that. That's for me. That's defending from the front, and that's where you should defend from. Especially when you have a team like this. Yeah, go on.
Can I just say something before I go? I was just gonna say that first of all, I completely agree. I just feel like Martial hasn't got that urge to move forward. He tends to just sit at the top of the of our TV screens. He just wait to the ball to get to his feet and actually start dribbling into the box. But it's been going on for seasons now. Last season, he did capitalize on the fact that he was doing that too much, and he did cut in a bit deeper. But he needs to be doing that now in the games that matter. And that just proves he's not world class. And Cavani is, because he does it in the games that matter. That defines world class. You do it in the games that matter. So yeah, I'm gonna head out now. But Indiana, I wish you the best of luck with the channel, bro.
Yeah,
everyone,
man.
David, Jem, Matt. Take care, lads. Have a good night.
Top lad.
Love ads. He's always supporting, and him and Jem have got a great channel. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. It's a great channel. Jem, what's sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna comment on what Ads was saying there. About the difference between Cavani and Martial, and as I was saying, Martial plays better off the left. We all know this. It was proven tonight. The way he played when he came in off the left, he was able to beat players. He was rolling players like it was nothing. Like I think Raphael just had an absolute nightmare tonight playing against Anthony Martial, and he's just gonna have nightmares of him for the next week or two. But I think everybody's sleeping on how good Fred was tonight when Bruno, Donny, and Fred were all on the park together. The three boys together, I thought, were just unbelievable. Compared to, obviously, Bruno came off, and when Bruno came off, it looked like the night and day between the two teams.
Yeah.
It was so poor in possession. It was so poor, going forward. And I honestly, I just thought it was like two different teams. I was watching two different teams, and it was probably because he made so many changes in such a short space of time. Really happy for Dan James actually scoring a goal. I thought he played quite well when he came on. He was running at the players and wasn't afraid the way he normally looks, where it's all negative, backwards passing. Tonight they actually looked like a solid 12, 13 players. And that team that you played tonight, you should have played against West Brom at the weekend. Because you're playing against West Brom. You're not playing Liverpool, you're not playing Southampton. You don't start with two defensive midfielders. I don't care what you say. You play single pivot with kind of Donny playing that box-to-box role and then Bruno just behind supporting the front three. You would have easily dispatched that West Brom team at the weekend. And I don't really care what anybody says.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying, and I get it. But I would say that first half hour or so, we had two in the midfield defensive roles, and we were under pressure. But I would like to see us defend from the front a bit more. We had a Cavani up there, Donny van der Beek, so we're more of a threat. So teams have to sit back a bit more. I would prefer to see that. But Jem, I think you're a pretty good segue to go from what you thought of the Man United game into the Chelsea one.
Yeah, we didn't have the best of performances today. But one thing that we are doing, which we hadn't done in the past, is win games which we're struggling in. I mean, I've seen us play this season 3 different types of football games, which last season we probably would have struggled in. The one at West Brom when we went behind 3-0 and we came back 3-0. The one against Sheffield United at home when they scored and they went 1 up, which we probably would have just crumbled and lost because we wouldn't have had the bottle to get back into it. And then the one today where we were not good whatsoever throughout the game, even though we was winning. We can see the goal late, but then we show some character to get back and win the game. So I think it's just like we're showing good levels of consistency now, which is important. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a sign of a great side. They say, don't they? Being able to grind out results, even mid-game, the game starts going the other way, and you manage to pull back the win. Giroud, I wanted to speak about actually because this guy for me is one of the most underrated strikers in the Premier League, and we speak a lot, Jem, in group chats and everything. And I've said, like, in terms of a lone striker, Chelsea have got the most depth. They've got the strongest 3 in terms of Werner, Tammy, and Giroud.
Yeah.
How's this man still scoring, especially when he knows he's third choice? Like, he's
done it all through his career, isn't he? Let's be serious.
Yeah.
He's done it even when he was back at Arsenal. Like, he was so good at coming off the bench, and I think he's got the highest record of score goals off the bench in the Premier League. Right. Like he just gives you something completely different to the other two. Like, he's the best at holding the ball up and connecting.
He's underrated there,
He's well underrated. Look, Didier Deschamps starts him. Like, they start him, and everyone's like, why is Giroud playing when they've got, Benzema and all these other great strikers that would probably get in front of him? And it's because of what he brings to the squad. It works, you know what I mean? So he's good, man. He's just he's the best I've seen in the air as well. Like, aerially, he's just so good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, go on.
Go on, CFC TV. You can talk, bro.
He's a top professional, and we need to start appreciating him more. Like, I think I said it for the Newcastle game. We shouldn't. I'm not even lying. I said we should play Giroud up top because he would suit that. The ball stick to him. Their big centre backs he'd cause trouble. So I think we should start respecting him more because it feels like we're using him like when we need him. And that's not. I don't like that.
Yeah, I've said to Jem many a time actually that this is a sort of game where I would be starting Giroud to bully teams, and especially when you had injuries at the start of the season. and Giroud's just sat on the bench. I just felt like he could have given you a little bit more up top.
Yeah,
in terms of like physicality.
I agree, bro. And the other person that impressed me a lot today was Edouard Mendy, because he kept us in the game with some very important saves. And for me, he's starting to show his quality even more. I wouldn't say top world class because it's still very early, but he's getting to the point where I'm starting to look at it and I'm like, this guy's the real deal. Like, he's good. Do you know what I mean? So big up to him. Timo Werner didn't have the best of games today. He struggled. He was wasteful in front of goal.
He did get down the wing very well, though.
He did get down the wing very well. Look, this is my point. And I was speaking to Kai on earlier because Kai was being very negative after the game about how we played now. And I said to Kai, listen, you're not going to get this team playing 10 out of 10 performances every game, Kai. This is the first game out of the 6 that I've seen us where we've not been that good. And we didn't lose still. So what's that say? Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you've just got to move on. But with Timo Werner, like, I think everyone expects him to be like on it every game, and it's not going to happen. Like,
people got to realize, every game you're not going to win comfy. Like, sometimes you're going to have to grind out these results. So that's what I'm going to say.
And he's not going to score every game. Do you know what I mean? And what's annoying me more so with Frank Lampard, mostly, is that he keeps playing him every game 90 minutes. Give the guy a break. Do you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't need to be on the pitch when you've got Ziyech and Havertz back as well now. Do you know what I mean? And you've got Giroud on the bench. So it's a bit frustrating, mate, in that sense.
There's so much expected of Timo Werner right now because of the price tag and because of his reputation coming from Leipzig, that the pressure that he's put under, I don't think it's getting to him. I think he's playing really good football, but, give the guy a break. I think he's going to come good. And when Chelsea start clicking in the new year, I think it's just they're going to be unbeatable for the next couple of years.
And he's also playing out of position. We've got to bear in mind that I don't really think he likes being on that wing. It's just he always seems to venture into the middle. If you watch him in his games, he ends up playing pretty much next to Tammy
The game
Abraham.
that he played striker was his best game at Southampton when he scored 2 goals and he dummied that defender.
You say that, but he is getting there. Go on, Matt. Sorry, Karen.
Sorry, just wanted to add that in. It wasn't even really a high price tag either, was it? Really, for Werner?
Yeah. This is interesting. We got him for the same price as Liverpool or Jota, but Werner's obviously more hyped than Jota is. So.
Yeah.
The thing is with Werner, right? I just think again, I've said to you many times, Jem, I don't think we'll see him until next season. The real Werner.
And Indiana, do you know what else I was saying? You know Havertz? He reminds me of João Felix. Last season, João Felix was struggling. Everyone was calling him a flop. Watch next season. Everyone's gonna be like calling him like the savior and everything. That's my opinion on it.
Wow.
Some players take a while to bed in, and you've got a lot of players that have come in at the same. And you got to remember, you still got Pulisic injured, and for me, he's your best attacking player.
I'm worried.
But Werner, you won't see.
He's a bit injury prone. He's a bit injury prone. We might have to sell him. Like, look what we did to Iron Robben.
Hakim Ziyech came on today, and he again assisted. I know he played in Werner, but he for me is the most most important person in the team. He brings us something we haven't got. When he wasn't playing today, we lacked. I know Mason Mount played that lovely ball over the top, and I want to big up Mason Mount as well because there's a lot of slander towards him, and he keeps showing people that he's got. He keeps putting good performances in, which shows that he deserves to be in the team right now. But Hakim Ziyech brings us something completely different. When he comes on the pitch, he's just he's
not
different.
your modern day winger. Modern day wingers, they dribble and stuff. Hakim Ziyech, he's like a creative player. He's like a number 10 on the wing. That's what I like.
Yeah.
He's a very, very good player. I rate him highly, Ziyech. I think there's so much more to come from him because he's got this sort of like carefree attitude. You just know that he'd be trying balls like that in a World Cup final if he got to one. Do you know what I mean? Like nothing would faze him. I love players like that. They're calm all the time. I love that. But yeah, the Chelsea next season, I'd be worried about them. I really would. And because for me, you're not clicking yet. You're not there yet. There's so much. The one player I want to talk about, because I said from the beginning, I think he'll be your player of the season, is Kurt Zuma. Because, honestly, I rate this guy. I never did before until I've seen him play this season. He is on it. Like, aerial balls. He's on people's toes. He's nicking the ball. He's aggressive. He knows when to step out, when to step back in. like for me, if you lose Zuma to injury this season, that will be your biggest downfall. That would be a bigger hindrance than losing someone like Werner, I feel. Yeah, go on, Matt.
I think the fact that they've got Silva in as well, and they call him the monster, don't they, in Brazil? And Zuma's a bit of a beast as well. I think he's taken a lot from having him beside him or him like training with him. I think I still, like I said to you, Jam, I'm so jealous that you've got Silva.
Yeah,
mate.
yeah. I mean,
United could have done with a player like that, you know, like
yeah.
Better than Harry Maguire, anyway.
Yeah, he wasn't the only free signing. I mean, Arsenal bought Willian for free.
He's with Thiago Silva. He's definitely raised the bar for our defenders. You've seen better performances in Zuma. You even see the better performance in Rudiger. You know, the game against Newcastle, he actually stepped up next to Zuma and played not a bad game. You know, it shows that Thiago Silva's raised the levels. You know what I mean? And you know, he wasn't doing that last season for whatever reasons, I don't know. But I do think Thiago Silva's important because he's a natural leader. And I think Zuma looks better next to a natural leader, if that makes sense.
Oh, I agree. I just feel that he's the most integral part of your back four right now in terms of his pace, like how the guy is a unit. Like he doesn't even really seem to make bad passes. Like
no, he don't.
His decision making's been excellent this season. But yeah, I mean, what about this comment? Cho deserves to play on Sunday. What's your thoughts, Jim?
I agree.
I think the thing with Cho this season is every time he's been given the opportunity, he's actually took it. Like he's either scored or he's assisted or he's done something. You know what I mean? He deserves. It's a shame. He does deserve a chance to be in the team. But then you've got to think, right, who do you drop? Because Tammy Abraham's banged in 3 goals in his last 4 games. Timo Werner is and has been on form up to now. Anyway, he's not able to be dropped. And Hakim Ziyech is just something else at the moment. So how does he get into that team at the moment?
You know what, Jim? I think a bold thing is to drop Werner because he's low on confidence right now.
I would never drop Werner. I think the only reason I drop Werner is just like I said, to give him a break. But I don't see him doing that against Spurs.
I think he should be dropped anyway for the break anyway. But I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what else was I going to say? I was going to say, Zuma, he's always shown this. Like, he was with John Terry and he won the league twice. So he's always shown this. Like, I think him and Thiago Silva complement each other. Like, Zuma covers up with his pace. I think, also, I think he's improved Rudiger as well. And the key thing is we've got a goalkeeper behind us that he shouts and he's commanding. He tells them what to do. Like, you feel comfortable with him. Like, you feel like the opponent's not going to shoot from 50 yards out and score, and that with Kepa. So.
Did Bruno get a hat trick today? I didn't watch it. That's what.
No. He got 2. He got 2, and then he did pass the penalty to Rashford though.
Yeah, I went on.
Yeah.
You'll see Daniel James got more goals in the Champions League than Mbappe and Hazard. That's what I see. I was laughing.
Wow, you joking?
And Martial.
You know, he's got Martial as well.
Yeah.
What a stat! We love stats, don't we, like that?
Yeah. Wow. What do you think of this? What do you think of this comment? Are you jumping on this bandwagon yet? Of the whole Chelsea will win the Champions League.
Do you know what I love?
I think they will.
You think they will?
Yeah, I rate Chelsea. I think, as I said, when they click, if they can get to the last 16 and then come into the new year, they're going to click. When they click, they're going to be unplayable. Nobody's going to be able to play against them. And I think Chelsea have the strongest chance of winning that Champions League. And I rate the second half of that comment because, AC Milan are going to win the Europa League as well.
Yeah, I'd love a Chelsea Man United. I'd love a Chelsea Man United Champions League final again. I'd love it.
I want to be honest. The only way Chelsea are going to win. Go on, Matt. Go on, bro.
I want to see Spurs and Arsenal Europa League final.
No, Matt. Do you know what's better? Arsenal against Villarreal. Unai Emery against Arsenal again.
Oh, that would be quite interesting.
That's last minute. Villarreal score. Emery goes on the touchline, starts celebrating. Bro, I love that.
Oh mate, actually, you got me.
I rate that. Yeah.
I think Chelsea need to finish top of their group, and then they just need to be lucky with who they get as they go along. And look, you can't avoid playing the best teams in the Champions League. You have to play them to to win.
Well, that's why
to
you're
win
there.
the thing. So, but I would like to stay away from Bayern Munich still because I just think they're an animal still. That I wouldn't.
Yeah.
See, I don't have an issue with it. I never have an issue with playing top sides because that's why I want my team to be in the Champions League to prove that we can beat them. And I know what you're saying. You can go off and win a cup, but is it
no,
the
Indiana.
same?
My point is play Bayern Munich, but play him on a one-off final. Don't have to play him in 2 legs and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like that's where it becomes hard. I don't know if this rule's changed. Is it?
It's not 2 legs. This
Is it
season.
changed now? Is it one?
It's
Is it one
changed.
leg
Sure, it's
now?
one.
Because of COVID, it's one
Oh,
leg now.
okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Then in that sense, bring them all on.
I'm still on the theory of whoever drops out of the Champions League and cup like competitions have a better chance in the Premier League just because of the congestion of the fixtures and COVID and everything coming in. What again? I'll ask you again. Everyone, this is a question to everyone. Would you rather your team went as far as they can in every competition, or with the league being this open? Would you mind if you were dropped out the cups and just focused on the Premier League? Because I think the Prem's up for grabs. That's what I'm saying.
It's a tough one. I mean, I would ideally want us to. I'd like to see a Champions League again, but for me, I want the league. I actually want the league. I want Chelsea to win the league again. So for me, I'd probably drop the competitions just to be in a better position in the league, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's me.
The tweet from Sevilla, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically, when they
very
won,
good.
it meant that they went through. So it said they put a gif of basically it meant that everyone in Europa League celebrating because Sevilla won't go down to Europa League. Because obviously Sevilla.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It's true.
They're a good side.
They are.
They're a well-drilled side, Sevilla. Don't
Don't underestimate them, man.
Yeah,
I still think they'll get knocked out in the round of 16. I don't think they'll progress that far Champions League.
You
If
say
they came
that,
up against the Bayern Munich or something like that, I think they'll struggle.
Well, no, they did already. That's the thing. They played Bayern Munich in the Super Cup final, and they took them to the extra time. They only lost in extra time. Do you know what I mean? So that's saying something, isn't it? Really. So
They got to win the Surfer.
It's just the league.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be able to compete too greatly in La Liga, can they? It's only Atletico Madrid really that's been close enough between Barcelona and Real Madrid. So, but like you say, in Europa League they've done fantastic. Like I think was it like 4 in a row or something silly like that, wasn't it? They won quite a lot, didn't they? Under Emery, Emery, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, they beat Klopp in one of the finals, I think. Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, that's true. What about you, Matt? To my previous question, how do you feel about Man United if they dropped out the cups and let's say we dropped out of all the cups and we had a clear run at the Premier League, and would you take that over fighting on all fronts, if you like?
I'm not sure. It's very difficult because I don't think we're quite close to being the perfect team to win the Premier League. Like we're not up to standards with like Man City, Liverpool, and looking at Chelsea at the moment. To be fair, Spurs are doing great as well. Do you know what? I'd rather see us do well in the other cups. Try and build some momentum for next season. To be fair, because I just don't want to rush it.
Yeah.
What I will say is that you guys have the potential to be one of the best counter-attacking teams in Europe. Like in the Champions League Cup competition, you could go far. It would suit you, I think.
Yeah, like potential. So we need time. So we need to at least get a few trophies under our wings and be able to say, look, next year we can definitely do this if we can win these cups. Say FA Cup and possibly like semi-finals of Champions League. I'd be okay with that as a season, but next year we've definitely got to go on the run. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be this season, unfortunately.
I think United have a chance of winning the Champions League. After watching the way they played against PSG.
Yeah, because last season,
unbelievable.
You never
Unbelievable performances. With the counter-attacking style
because
that they
you
play
can
in those games. I think he gets his tactics right. It's just in-game. His in-game management sometimes just seems to be lacking. But pre-game tactics, he seems to have it well down, especially against the big teams. Like you're talking, he went out and beat the finalists of the Champions League last year, and he beat them comfortably. PSG was a comfortable win for Manchester United, in my opinion, if you look at the game. On the whole, and I think coming next Tuesday, I think they'll beat them easily again. if Ollie
And-
can play it correctly.
And you guys got to remember, like the caliber of teams in Europe have dropped. Like Barcelona declined, Real Madrid declined, Juve declined. So it's a bit more like it's a refresh now for Europe.
Yeah, everyone seems to be building right now, apart from
Bayern.
I know Liverpool got their injuries, but they weren't exactly building, were they? And Bayern are very strong. PSG, they're not the
They're
strongest they've
thereabouts.
ever been, but they're up there.
And Borussia Dortmund, I've seen a comment there in the comments. Borussia Dortmund are a dark horse as well. Like you cannot sleep on Erling Haaland because what a striker! United definitely could have got him. What
I see. I'm not angry at that.
detriment.
I'm not angry at that. With a 50 million buyout clause, I'm not angry we didn't buy him.
Because you can still get him.
Same situation as Regulon. So
Yeah.
You know what? I agree with you there, mate, because he's always going to put that in his contracts, I think, as well. I think that's the problem with him going to Man United. He's always going to want to have a buyout clause, and Man United don't seem to do that. They want full control of their players.
That's right, yeah.
So it's going to be difficult to get him over to Man United. But like I'm agreeing with DJ, David. We'll call you DJ now, David. What?
Call me whatever.
Okay. But yeah, I think it's going to be hard to get him to the Premier League. I don't see any other clubs wanting to do a buyout clause.
I wouldn't surprise me if Leeds went in for him in a couple of seasons. Like, honestly, it would not surprise me at all. Like that owner is fully invested. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he's done play for Man City as well, I think.
Yeah. Whether Man City do need to buy a striker. Whether they'll go for Haaland, I really don't know, but they do need to go for a striker. Yeah. What about this comment? What would you prefer to win, the Champions League or the domestic league?
To be honest, I'm more of a Champions League guy. I like the Champions League. You know, like watching all the old 2005, like Liverpool won it, and that campaign was great.
I think overall, if you look at the trophies and where they're ranked, you'd say the Champions League is the biggest, just because of what it stands for. So for me, it would be Champions League number one, and then your domestic leagues, I'd say.
Yeah, I would agree. Champions League, you get to watch the best talents from all around Europe. Like, realistically, not many people would have watched Messi. You know, we don't all watch La Liga week in, week out. You go watch the Champions League and you get to see Messi doing it against the best, or Ronaldo doing it against the best. It's great to watch, and that's why I'd say Champions League player.
Yeah, what do you guys think is the best Champions League campaign, in your opinion?
Man United's treble winning team was up there. 100%.
No, like altogether, like what was entertaining to you, like, or you think that one 99?
Yeah, the 99.
99 for me as a Man United fan. It has to be.
But that was that semi-final against Juventus, where
the only other game,
unbelievable.
Yeah, the only other game I can think of is the AC Milan Liverpool game.
Yeah, 4-5 when Chelsea lost in the semi-final. A go score.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't even put Chelsea's one up there, to be honest. Chelsea's one was good, but it was just it's just the way we did it was just
part of the bus.
Was mad. It was
Question
mad.
for you here, Jim. Do you hate Barcelona as they cheated us in 2009?
I mean, that game was so rigged. It couldn't have been more. I mean, the referee got sacked, didn't he? I mean, if I'm right, he got sacked. So
Ballack wanted to kill him, man.
Listen, we should have had about 4 penalties that game. Do you know what I mean? The only thing I would.
Jim, it was written in the stars as well. It was meant to be Chelsea Man United Champions League final rematch, and we went to get our revenge.
They didn't want an all-out English final.
They didn't want it.
That was the truth. But to be honest, even though we should have had 4 penalties, we still didn't score. Do you know what I mean in the game? So like, as much as
you know what annoys me, like because of that moment, that whole game, no one cares about the Essien goal. Like that was
unreal.
You got them back a few years later, though, didn't you? You won at the
Yeah, we did. They hated playing us. They did, Barcelona. Even Pep, when he was there, he admitted it. He said, "I hate playing Chelsea." He said it. I hate it. We just had them every time. We hate them.
This comment here. Before that, hit the like button, share, subscribe, do all that. You know what to do. The Premier League is your bread and butter and shows consistency. Champions League is about luck of the draw and moments. and I'll stop there because it's those moments that I love in the Champions League. They're the things that you remember. Like when I think back to '99, my biggest memory is the Champions League final. That's my biggest memory of it. My next memory is them being on the open top bus. So Champions League gives you those moments that you remember if you win it.
Oh yeah,
definitely. It's
the comeback against
for me, it's bigger.
Indiana, do you remember the build-up? Do you remember like winning the Premier League and then then it was like, oh, FA Cup, and I just as a kid remember like going, we could win the treble, and then I just couldn't believe. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, it wasn't taken seriously, was it? It wasn't. It was very weird. It wasn't really taken seriously, like or even taken like it'd be a failure if you don't, or or bigged up that you can. It was really weird vibe around it, but yeah, man, it was my favorite memory. My favorite memory.
For me,
that Juventus semi-final. That was Roy Keane. That Roy Keane owned that, man. That performance.
Not only did he own that, he knew he wasn't going to play in the final. We got that second yellow, and I think it was 4. Was it 4 yellows then or 5? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But the yellow that would have put him out of the final, and he still took that game and just. The man is just another level. The best leader I've ever seen in the Premier League. I'm sorry, he is the best leader. He might not be technically the best footballer, but he's the best leader.
Yeah, he deserves to go to jail, mate. Some of his tackles were dirty as hell, mate.
He what he did to Haaland's dad.
He deserves to go to jail. For me, it was John Terry. I ain't gonna lie, but that's just based upon from what I've seen. John Terry was such a big leader.
Arsenal fans say Vieira, Liverpool will say Gerrard. Obviously, it's like it's a club thing, isn't it?
But in terms of Champions League, my biggest memories, the 2 big memories that I get, is Torres against Barcelona in the last minute when he'd run around the goalie, because that was just like everything else was just like a blur that game. I was just so like my heart was pounding out of my chest. It was horrible because we went down to 10 men. And then obviously the Bayern Munich when Müller scored in the 82nd minute, I just thought it was game over. But then we had that corner, and it had to be him, didn't it? Didier Drogba, out of every blimmin' player, just the way he attacked that ball, it's like he knew he was destined. It was destined to do that for us. Like it was mad. Like it gives you shivers, doesn't it? Think about it.
Mourinho, Ancelotti, no bias. For me, I love them both. It depends what you want to get out of your club, and what players you've got, and. They're 2 very different managers. I prefer Mourinho. I prefer Mourinho when you've got a strong squad. I think you're guaranteed to win something with him. With Ancelotti, if you need to build a side, and you're going to give him 3 or 4 years, then he's definitely your guy for me.
Yeah, I like them both.
They're both different. They're different types of managers, like Indiana said.
I like this comment. How do you have 69 subs? That's because I don't really do many streams, and I have to do them late because I got young kids running around.
I'm agreeing with LP, mate. I thought you had about thousands, but it doesn't matter because I love this thing. I don't care about numbers.
LP, you can help me get more subscribers by sharing. Just share it out. Tell everyone. Hit the like button.
Hit the like button, bro.
Put it on your personal Facebook. Make it happen.
That's right. Yeah. Juventus lost 9 Champions League finals. That's correct. Biggest leader is either Keane, Terry, or Gerrard. Yeah,
it depends. It depends on what he means by leader. Like Gerrard led on the pitch. I don't think he was a vocal leader like that. I'm not really.
He was quite vocal actually. I think he was a great leader. I just don't think he was up there with Roy Keane because he didn't lead them to win as much as Roy Keane did.
What about John Terry?
Vieira?
John Terry, Vieira was a great leader. I can't lie. He did lead that team very well. Someone we're missing out here for a leader for me who led by example was Yaya Toure from Man City. I thought he was when he was at his peak at Man City. That guy was just he looked like a 25-year-old playing with 6-year-olds. He just, do you know what I mean? Just brush people off.
You couldn't stop him when he ran. It was like a train, and he just ran through you. It was just like it was a pleasure to watch. But even Vincent Company,
Appreciate
very
this
good.
guy.
He had
This guy a lot.
Yaya Toure had one of the best individual seasons for a midfielder. I think that season. I think he scored like 25 goals or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, Matt, I want to ask you, where do you see Man United going in the Champions League this season?
I definitely think semi-finals, mate. At least I think so. I don't know. Yeah, I'd like to see that as well, and I just think they can. They've got the squad for it, and I think with the run they've had so far, they're confident. They're looking confident, and if we do top the table, get an easier team. I know you, like you said as well, Indiana, that you'd like to see us play against the best teams, but if we can leave them till the end, that would be nice. But like no doubt. But I'm with you, man. Like if we do get like a Barcelona in round 16, just take it on, head on. But what about you, mate? Like, how do you feel?
I see. I think we can get to the quarters. I think that can happen. I'm very conscious of us not making top 4. I'd like to see us win a cup, win something, and make top 4. But I just want to see us give it our all the way through. You know, if we get to the semis, that would be great. A great accomplishment, I think, for this side and everything that's going on at Manchester United. It'd be great. But I don't know whether David's still here. Is he?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
You are here. I'll ask the Chelsea guys where they think, and then I get your opinion on both sides, really. Gem, CFC, where do you see Chelsea finishing? What's your expectations for the Champions League for them?
It depends on. Some people can get like favorable draws, but I think semi-final, or if we're lucky, they can get into a final, maybe.
I think it's. I think it again goes back to who we get drawn against. I know we have to play them all, but it just depends how early you play them. But I'd be happy with either the quarters or the semis, mate. To be honest, me.
Yeah,
Dave,
I've already said. I thought if Chelsea click the way I think they are in the new year, I think Chelsea are going to win it. I think Manchester United semi-finals, maybe the final, depending on how it all depends on Ollie's in-game management. If he starts to lose a game, how does he react? Sometimes when he's losing, he doesn't make substitutions quick enough, and other times when he's winning, he makes them too quick. Like today, as an example, 3-0 up, expecting that the game is over, and make substitutions, and then all of a sudden they concede one, and everybody thinks they're on the ropes. So it's little things like that he has to get right. But I still think United can go semi-finals, possibly to the final. And as much as I like watching Barcelona and Juventus, all these kind of teams play, I would love to see an All-England final this year between United and Chelsea, and I think that would be epic.
Same with me.
Yeah, it would be great. It would be great to do it. It wouldn't be great for our group chat, but it'd be great for it to happen.
I just don't see how you. I don't see how you stop Bayern Munich getting there again. No, that's the problem. They're just too powerful, man.
It's very, very true. I'm going to wrap up in a minute. Just go through these comments. Mark Noble, yeah, great shout, great leader. Yeah, I can't argue that. If United play the attacking football, they're capable of playing the League Champions League is extremely possible. The main issue is consistency. It is consistency, and we can play attacking football, but again, it depends on how hard we're getting pressed in that middle. Like teams know where to hit us, and that's always going to be my worry until we have that CDM.
I think United are going to struggle without squad depth. Right, we seen that tonight. They don't have the depth in squad to be able to play in both. So Ollie really needs to focus his energy on one of those and go, this is the one we're going for. Don't mind the other one. And if he does that, I think he's every chance of winning it. And I'd say the same for Chelsea. And not so much Chelsea. I think Chelsea have a chance of actually going and winning both. But if you look at Spurs don't have the strength and depth to be able to win both the Europa League and the Premier League as well. So I just think like that, United need to focus on one aspect, and then they'll be able to get in and win it.
Indiana.
Yeah.
If he wins the FA Cup, Ole, yeah,
Mm.
like Van Gaal did, do you still think his job's safe or not? Like,
If he doesn't make Champions League football, no matter what he wins, he will get the sack. If he doesn't win any trophies and gets fourth, he's still in
Like
the
last
job.
season.
It's just that's actually the rule at Manchester United. That is the rule set down by the Glazers. You make Champions League football, you bring us the money, you get us the money, you keep your job.
I
That's
think there's
all they
truth to
care
that.
about.
I think there's truth to
No,
what
it's a
Indiana's
fact,
saying
Jeff.
as
That's
well.
a
It's
fact.
definitely.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. But
do you think it was different before, though, mate? Do you think, like, when Fergie was there, like, before they came in, do you think it was just about winning trophies, even if you didn't get top four? If Alex Ferguson got 2 trophies, they could...
So they came in 2005, and I was talking to Prime the other night, and we were going through the transfers. There's not really any outstanding windows at all since they came in. You got to remember, we bought Ronaldo 2003.
Rooney was 2004.
Rooney 2004. The Glazers come in 2005.
Perfect example. Who left in 2005? Who left Manchester United? Roy Keane.
Roy Keane left 2005. I think David Gill left.
David Gill left 2005. Oh, no, sorry, 2006, wasn't it?
I thought it was later than that. But when
did Carlos Tevez come in?
Ferguson at the same time, no?
Tevez came in 2000.
I thought he left before. He left before. I thought he left just before Ferguson.
You might be right there, yeah.
Yeah,
but the point is we haven't had any outstanding windows at all. Probably when you really go into it, the best achievement for Sir Alex Ferguson probably wasn't the treble. It was winning the Premier League with that weak side. Like that was the weakest squad that's ever won the Premier League. When you look back at that team, but
when you signed
that's
Paul
how good
Pogba,
a manager was.
When you signed Paul Pogba, did you not sign Anthony Martial around the same time?
Season before.
No. Martial was before.
Yeah, he was a Van Gaal buy, wasn't he?
Yes.
Oh, right, fair enough.
Yeah,
He had
the
the Ballon d'Or clause in his contract as well.
Was he a Van Gaal?
well,
yeah.
You know, being Van Gaal's buy.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, was he Van Gaal's buy?
Didn't Giggs recommend him? I think Giggs recommended him.
He recommends
Giggs is the recommend. Yeah, he recommends him. If it's true,
Giggs recommended Daniel James, so we can't really judge much off that, you know.
He scored today, didn't
Yeah, James scored.
he did. He did score today. Yeah, it didn't.
Better record in the Champions League this season than Mbappe. That's all I have to say.
he? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well. Yeah, this comment's very true. We need a CDM like Ndidi or someone like him. We also need 2 centre backs. Personally, I think Maguire or Lindelof are safe. Maguire's okay if you have a quicker player next to him. I'm not too worried about that. I think CDM right wing. That's P1 right now, and then it's the centre back, and then we can look at other things.
P2 definitely is a second centre back. Whether that be to pair up with either Lindelof or Maguire, I don't know who. Probably Maguire. If he had somebody decent beside him who's letting him know what to do.
Do you think that if Maguire was next to Chris Smalling, it'd be better?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I also think if Maguire was next to Thiago Silva, who United probably should have got, he would be much much better. Like Matt said, we spoke about this before, Matt.
I don't know about that.
Thiago Silva.
I don't know about that because you've got to remember Maguire's got no pace at all.
That's what you have Wan-Bissaka
a lot
for.
quicker.
Wan-Bissaka, you said it yourself, Indy, is the best man in a last-ditch tackle, right?
He is.
So you have Wan-Bissaka there. You need people who are going to be able to play the ball out from the back and somebody who are going to command that back four. And Thiago, tell me somebody who's done it better than Thiago Silva in the last few years.
I agree. I agree with you. I just don't think Maguire's that guy. Like that's a very that's a tough job. It works at Chelsea because of Zuma's pace and strength, and that's just not Maguire's game. Like Maguire brings the ball out a lot, so he leaves that space behind him.
Yeah,
he'll never catch up. That ball gets lost. He'll never catch up. I think you need a quick player in there, but I get what you're saying. I think a more experienced player next to Maguire.
Yeah, a more experienced
would help the
centre
whole
half.
back four, Wan-Bissaka as well. It would help them all, and even the two in front. It would help the two in front. Someone
If you
who
could have
knows the
kept
game a bit
Bailey
more.
fit, you'd have been all right because he's got a bit of pace in him, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Again, I'm not. I wouldn't put him in a world
He's too
class
prone to a
category.
mistake. He's far too
Yeah.
prone to a mistake.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he jumps into tackles. Like
Yeah.
he's a dead ringer for a penalty nearly every second game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
You're
it's
right.
just.
You're right.
I never rated him as highly as I rated. You know, I actually rated Smalling a lot higher than a lot of people gave him credit for, and I could have. I think it was silly, especially after watching him playing for Roma last season. You know, you can see by my jersey. I support AC Milan and the Italian league, and watching him play last season, I thought he was fantastic. And then, like, obviously, United must be watching this, seeing their player out on loan, seeing how good he is. Why would you let him go? The only reason must be because he wanted to go. That must be it.
You could
Yeah,
you could
go on.
reposition Anthony Martial as he can't score and play him in centre back next to Maguire and see if that works.
Yeah, since he
He's got a
can't
bit of
hit
pace
the
in him.
target, he might be able to keep the ball away from the target.
This is true. Yeah.
I think
you know.
partnership of Phil Jones and Chris Smalling, wasn't it? You know, I'm Phil Jones, I'm Chris Smalling. The memes that were coming out. Probably
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, of course it didn't. Of course, and all these things they all start with your own fan base. So you know it's it's kind of like your own fault at the end of the day. It comes back and bites you, doesn't it? But
Yeah.
we're gonna wrap up. But before we do, David, shout out your socials to everyone, please, because I've been on David's channel. It's a very good channel. Make sure you go check it out.
So I'm on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, all as The Penalty Spot. You can go check me out there. Do a couple of these live streams every couple of weeks as well. Like Indiana, I have a young child, so my schedule is kind of erratic as well. But yeah, go check us out and yeah, throw a follow and throw a like.
Yeah, definitely, Matt.
Football United TV, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Indiana. Thanks so much for having us on, and go check out this guy's YouTube channel. Subscribe. Let's get these numbers up. Let's get to triple figures, man. Even
Appreciate
more.
that.
Thank you so much for having us on, mate.
Again, I've been on this guy's channel and I've watched a lot of your channel actually. I do like your channel. He's got a great channel. He gets some great guests on as well. So yeah, go and check that out. Hit the subscribe button. Do it to all of us. All of us need this because you need it. Otherwise, we're not doing it. Yeah, CFC, shout your socials out.
Yeah, my Twitter CFC _TV, and my YouTube. I've got a YouTube channel called CFC TV. If you could check that out and subscribe, we'd be appreciated. And big up Indiana.
Yeah, Jem.
Yeah, so Twitter is CFC_Gem, and then we have on YouTube GNA TV. We hit over 650 views today on a watch along, which is not done too bad, and it's slowly growing. And we appreciate
great.
the support, man. Thank you.
No, it's again been on that channel a couple of times. It's a great channel, great platform. Again, they get great guests on there. Go and check that one out as well. And
Haven't had me on yet. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, you're coming on. Don't worry. I'm lining it up. Don't worry. You'll be
and
on soon.
I appreciate you all for coming on. It's great to have you all on and have a talk like this. And for once, it's Man United not having a moan, so I'm great. I'm feeling
no,
great
I tell
about
by
it.
the group chat, all you've done was talk. Drive me mad. Leave me now.
I was just I was buzzing for Cavani. A natural striker up top for Manchester United. Just love it. But we're gonna wrap up. Listen, people, hit the like button, subscribe, share, and that's to all of us. We all need this because you need this. And we'll be back maybe tomorrow, but definitely Friday night, 9:30 for Fraud Watch. So yeah, check that one out, people. And thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Right,
Cheers.
Peace.